Alright, I hope you guys can hear me. I am doing a quick video about the module that I'm going to have you do. And this module is about the causes of the Civil War, and we would discuss and introduce this module in class first. But obviously we are not together in class, so I'm just going to introduce it over this video really fast. Just a really general introduction to the cause of the Civil War. Some of the big main issues were the economy, where the Southern economy did depend on cotton and slave labor, and so and that was really helped by the invention of the cotton gin by Eli Whitney, and so they really need cotton and then slave labor to be able to succeed in their economy. And because after the Civil War they didn't get all of that, their economy fell, and they really struggled after that. And so because of this, the South was constantly seeking for more land to plant cotton in and to use slaves in. So that's why with things like the Missouri Compromise, where they were constantly trying to get new slave states, and that's how that became a big issue between the North and the South, is that the North had more abolitionists and they didn't support slavery as much, but the South needed slavery for their economy, and so it became a big issue between the North and the South. And that also kind of connected with the states' rights. So the South wanted the right to be able to nullify federal acts, like it says here. They didn't necessarily agree with all the things that the North was putting out, and so they wanted the right to be able to do what they wanted instead, especially because they were so different from the North and had so many different issues. And so, the South wanted states' rights while the North supported federal rights more. This also connected with tariffs in a way, in that the North was more industrialized than the South, which was more agricultural. And so the North wanted to put tariffs on goods that were imported, while the South was actually starting to develop a relationship and trade with Britain and other countries, and so they did not want tariffs to be put on goods. So that also became a big issue between the North and the South. Of course, there's slavery in that the South liked slavery and the North didn't, and then this is really simplified, there were a lot of other issues and things that you'll see as you go through this module. But one of the issues that really sparked the difference between, or the Civil War and the secession of the Southern states, was the election of Abraham Lincoln. And so, Abraham Lincoln didn't necessarily support, he didn't show that he was against slavery when he was running, and especially at the beginning of the Civil War, he didn't make a big stand on that, but it kind of appeared that he wasn't supportive of slavery, and so the South did not like him, and they actually didn't even put him on their polls during the election, but he still won. And so because of that, the South thought that they would lose control of slavery, and so starting with South Carolina, many of the states in the South began to secede. And so that's just a general kind of overview, super general, super introductory of the causes of the Civil War. Let me show you now the module and what you'll be doing. So this, I'll send you the link and you should be able to access this. If you have any problems, let me know. But this is the module that I created in Canvas. It's just this thing. And the assignment that they want me to have you guys do is to complete basically this whole module and turn in assignments and actually do the things. But you don't have to have it be all correct. I'm not going to grade you. Well, I will grade it, but you don't have to try to get a good grade or anything. If you need, it is kind of a long module, and it's supposed to take several days to do. So if you need, just go through, put in random things, and it's fine. Just look through it, and then I can be able to get data and get a little bit of feedback. And so, let me give you a quick walkthrough of the module. First of all, you should be able to access the module always by going to Home when you come into Canvas, or if not, you can go to Courses on the side. I can see all of these other ones, but this one course, the only one you should be able to see is Spring 2020 with my last name, Averett. And so that's how you can get to the home page. This is kind of an outline or an overview that shows what students in class would be doing from day to day. This doesn't necessarily matter as much. I mean, you can look through it if you want, but and it kind of talks about the, I don't know, oops, I spelled that wrong, rationale, that's supposed to be, but this explains kind of the rationale behind why I did things the way I did. But the main things that you'll be needing to do are these 4 kind of assignments right here. These are some resources, you can kind of ignore that. But first there's a quiz, and you will be seeing this differently. This is from the editing view, but you should be able to go in and there will be a quiz there that you take, and then you click save at the end. Here, I'll do a quick preview of that. Yeah, so answer the questions. Again, it doesn't matter whether you're right or not. If you just want to speed through it, you can. Oh, this is a mistake. Let me see if I can fix that. But then when you're done, click submit quiz. Yeah, and that actually should kind of run over what we talked about in this video, some of the main things. And then there's a discussion where you should all be in the same group. Actually, when you come in here, if it gives you an option, click on Civil War I, but we'll see what happens. It really shouldn't matter, but when you come in, watch this video and then follow the directions on this. This is a discussion, so normally students would come in and they would reply and post their answers and what they thought and then submit, and then other students would be able to come in and respond to each other. So it was like an online discussion. So let's do that, and if you can, try to respond to someone else if you can see them. Let me see. All right, so to complete that as well. This assignment, really, it's a DBQ essay, which is a document-based question. It would take a long time. This is meant to take a couple days in class, pretty much. But so don't worry about it. It's supposed to take a lot of work, but really, you can just write a couple sentences if you want about whatever, and it's fine. So what would you would do is you would submit. I wonder if there's a way that I can. Anyway, there should be a button somewhere where you can submit. You can write up whatever you need in a Word document and then submit it through here. If you have issues, I can look at it again. What you'll do is you use the documents in this to write an essay, but you can write whatever you want and then submit it. And then the second part of this assignment is a peer review, where you'll click on this link and it comes to a Google Doc. You can post an example of your peer review down below. Again, it doesn't matter what it's like. And follow, you don't have to really do well, but you can, if you want, follow the directions in this to respond to another person's peer review by commenting, which you can do by clicking on the end of whoever you're doing, and then add a comment, and then you can type in a comment to leave a peer review. That's part of the assignment, but don't worry about it too much. The last part, this might be the most confusing. It's called a playlist. So what this is it's supposed to provide personalization. So what that means is that students can choose the activities that they want to do just to be able to fulfill or to master the objective, basically. So to make sure that they understand the causes of the Civil War, this basically provides more practice. So in the instructions it says complete at least 2 of the activities in the playlist below. So basically you can, and it does say that the last activity in the playlist must be completed. So basically, while this last activity of writing a short newspaper article has to be done, you then do one other thing of your choice. Any of these other options you can choose from. So this one is really easy. You can just watch the video and click on the survey in here and say that, yes, I watched the video. Or you can make a Google Forms quiz about the causes of the Civil War. Or this is actually really cool. This would be just cool to do. If you go here into Flipgrid, there's a class Flipgrid. And so you should be able to, here are the instructions where basically you could make a news report of yourself, reporting on the cause of the Civil War. You click on the plus sign and it'll make a video, and then you can record yourself talking about the Civil War, and it'll leave it here. And then you can watch the videos that other people in the class do. So if Mom and Dad and or Tristan and Marissa do this, they, if you guys all do it or whoever does it, you can be able to see who else does that and look at each other's videos. It's actually really cool to be able to see what other people in the class are doing. There's also an Edpuzzle where you watch the video and questions will pop up while you're watching the video and you just answer them. And then this one is the mandatory one where basically you write a newspaper article and you try to write from the side of either a northern or a southern journalist who would have different points of views. Again, on these, you don't have to try really hard. You can just put in a word if you need, but just do the assignment and I'll grade it later and try to get some feedback. But one important thing, I'm sorry this is such a long video, I do need this to be done by I need to be able to turn in my review over this by the 13th. So I think it's next Saturday, not this Saturday, but the next Saturday. So if you can complete it in the week, sometime next week, then that would be, or even this week, whenever, just as long, maybe before Friday, if possible, then that would be great. So I'd have to have time to look over everything. So I hope that this video helps kind of with understanding how to go through the module and how everything works. And let me know if you have any questions. Okay, thanks.